Hello violin players, welcome to the Pro Strings Violin School. My name is Henriette and in this lesson today we're practicing Twinkle Twinkle Little Star, which is exercise 82 on page 27 in your book. I think that you'll find this song quite straightforward to play, and that just shows how far you've come in this course. But we're going to do something new and exciting today, and that is memorize the song. So by the end of this lesson, I hope that you will have made great strides in memorizing the song. But I'm also hoping that in this lesson today, I'm able to give you a strategy for memorizing in general, and that will stand you in good stead whether you are singing hymns in church or whether you are memorizing the price of goods in shops, or whether you are trying to memorize a song for your violin playing. It's all the same idea, and that is finding patterns. And Twinkle Twinkle Little Star is a lovely song for you to find patterns. So let's first get to grips with the notes and learn to play this song. I'm going to count us in for 4. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. And I always think it's lovely to play a song that we all know, and that is one of the charms of playing the violin, is so often you can play songs you know. Now when we look for patterns in music, quite often we have got phrases of 4 bars or of 8 bars. A phrase in music is just like a sentence in a book that you read. And when we look at the first line of this piece, we've got 2 phrases here, and they are each 4 bars long. That's one phrase in music, and it finishes here. Then we get the next phrase, and it so happens that it is exactly the same as the first phrase. And you may have noticed that there is another section which is exactly the same, and this is the phrase of the last 4 bars in your piece. So in essence, this piece is 3 times exactly the same, and one section, which is this bit here, the start of the second line, which is different. And this is what is meant by the AABA form. 3 sections, A, and A are exactly the same, and the B section is slightly contrasting. Now knowing that makes memorizing a lot easier, because it means I don't need to memorize 4 lines. No, I just need to memorize one section of 4 bars, which I can then use 3 times. So in essence, I'm only having to memorize this section here and that section there, and then I'm fine, which is about half the song, isn't it? So this is a strategy which is going to work. And how does this relate to my example of remembering prices in shops? You might remember that the price of your salted crackers is exactly the same as a packet of butter, and that way you can remember the prices much more easily. So it's exactly the same as memorizing your music. If you spot patterns, which sections are exactly the same and which is the contrasting section, it's much easier to remember. And as we actually memorize each individual section, we might start to notice a pattern within this. And we can actually say that from here, 1 1 A 3 3 2 2 1 1 0, you go down a scale. So we go down one step at a time here. So once I know that, I only need to remember that we play 2 open Ds and 2 open As and then play 1 finger on A. You see, when you know that, it's actually quite easy to remember because you know the song as well. So the challenge for today is now to close your book and to see if you can play that without looking. So we said the first 4 bars starts on 2 Ds, 2 As and then the first finger, and then it goes down 1 step at a time, 1 note at a time. Let's see if that works, shall we? 1, 2, 3, 4. And if you manage that, give yourself a pat on the shoulder, because that is very, very clever. And it is a matter of confidence, knowing that once we worked out what the pattern is, that you can play it. You know the song. So let's practice it again, the exact same section. If you didn't quite make it, let's try if we can do that this time. How does my pattern go? 2 Ds, 2 As, 1 finger on A, and then play down the scale. So you take a finger away all the time. You go 1 note lower all the time until you've hit the D at the end of the 4th bar. Let's give it another go, shall we? 1, 2, 3, 4. Hope you managed it this time, and I can't wait to hear from you how that went. So do please take a moment and write in the comments section how this was for you. I can't wait to hear if it worked for you. Now once you know this section, you know all the sections in this piece which have got this pattern. But let's now work at the contrasting section at the beginning of the 2nd line. Now have a good look at it, because this is a section that is consisting of 4 measures. The first 2 and the last 2 are exactly the same. So that makes my day, because I know I only need to remember one thing. And that one thing, A, 3, 3, 2, 2, 1, in itself has a pattern as well, because it just goes down the scale from an A. Let's practice that, shall we? Try to do it off by heart, because you know how that goes. And you see how easy that is when you look at it in a slightly different way. And these notes I only have to repeat, and then I have the whole phrase of the B section. Now, have you still got your book closed? Let's play the whole song from memory now. Remember how it started? D, D, A, B, B. And then you know the rest. 1, 2, 3, 4. am in awe of you for having a go at memorising this piece. Wonderful. What are the benefits? Why are we even doing this? First of all, when you play something from memory, and this is why all the great soloists play from memory as well, is that your playing becomes much more smooth because you're not occupied by reading the notes. The notes are in your head, so you can just play the music. So it becomes a more musical and more smooth performance. Secondly, and I don't know whether you've noticed me doing that, if not, then please wind the video back and have another look at it. It allows me to have a look here, and it allows me to pick up all kinds of things about my bowing technique and the place of the bow that I would not be able to do if my eyes were glued to the paper. So playing from memory has benefits on all kinds of different levels. You'll grow in confidence, you'll have a better technique, and your music sounds more musical. So what's not to like? Let us know in the comment section down below this video. I'm going to urge you once again how this works for you, how you feel about this. Are you really scared to play off by heart? Or is this very easy for you? And like I said before, I can't wait to hear from you guys, the players for whom I make these videos, to see how this works for you. So go ahead, use this comment section, maybe for the first time today. Thanks very much for watching, and I look forward to seeing you very soon.